But it made more sense to me at the moment.
All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's another wonderful, glorious day. It actually is a very nice day today. And I'm sad to be inside. Why don't they make the cyber lab an outside lab? That would be great.
Because then your computers will get wet.
Then your computers would get wet, and the TVs would get wet. So,
And we get wet
Okay.
due to how humid it is.
yeah, it is very humid.
I
All right, so we are going to move along and do some more investigation. And we're going to try to... Oh, I don't actually know if the audio is working here. Hopefully it is now.
Wi-Fi is not working.
Your Wi-Fi is not working.
You broke it.
Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
No, because he broke it.
Uh-oh. Your Wi-Fi is like me, broke. All right, so we're going to go instructor HDMI. We are going to send that to all destinations. And that should go to the remote PC now. Let's see if we can get up and running.
I like the ball head.
Yeah, so maybe it doesn't.
It worked before I left. What
How did
I
you
do?
do?
It was working
Oh.
last week. What did I do wrong?
Okay, good news. I've discovered why there's no signal. Because I have not connected the HDMI cable to my laptop.
It's the simplest thing sometimes.
Nice job, DJ.
Thinking about how very
Nice job.
Really?
Now that if you had any doubts about my competence, they have been resolved.
And you know,
You're
that's one
definitely
of
right.
the primary reasons when you know what you're talking about and you call these people and go, don't give me this, unplug it.
I mean,
plug
even
back
with
in,
crap,
it's
it's like something about it.
Yeah. Well, you have to make sure you go through that stuff.
I'll give you a pat on the back for that or nah. You got that.
Yes, please give me a pat on the back. I love it.
There we
All right,
go.
there we
Great
go.
DJ.
Good job, DJ. You've done the basic thing and connected the cable. All right. So now we can see, this is where we left off last class. For those of you who are binge watching all the class videos, this will look very familiar. For those of you who have slept since Tuesday, you may or may not remember what we've done. Who would be willing to give us a 1-minute last time on IS 480 Bash and Cali?
Oh wait, what were we doing? Like explaining what we did.
Is there anybody that could do like a 1-minute explanation of what we did last Tuesday?
We deleted a bunch of files.
Dawson, could you open the door for Diana?
Last time on IS 480, DJ spoke for 45 minutes, and then we got into the activity. And he asked us a lot of questions,
It's already there.
and then he gave us an assignment.
Wow, that's like every day. So today, last time, actually this may not be. This looks like, okay, so this is where we left off last night when I was showing somebody who asked some questions about Bash. So this is actually something that I did that might work for one of your homeworks. What's this file doing? Who'd be willing to tell me what this little Bash script is doing? All right, Daniel, let's hear it.
Okay, so basically, let's say you did.
You got to speak up loud so the folks at
Okay.
home can hear you.
So basically, you have log file equals $1. That's basically saying save whatever. It's like a variable. It stores information.
Right.
So like whatever you put in as a log file will equal that $. Thing. So like log file cache is like basically whatever you typed in as a log file. And it says when you say echo, it's just saying like print.
Okay,
kind
slow
of.
down. So let's take a look at this, right? So what we're saying here is, let's do a comment, right? Take the first argument after the script name and store it as a variable called log file. It's camel case. So let's go back here. And I'm just going to hit enter and I'm going to put another. There we go. All right, so we are going to tell it on the command line. We're going to write the name of our script. We'll do a space, and then we'll put an argument. The argument is the file, and we're going to store that file as log file. Okay. All right, what's this next line do?
It just prints out hello world, right?
You're echoing strings to SDG.
You just need to go home.
Standard out. I always say standard out because STD out sounds bad. Just because my generation, STDs was something different.
Oh, it's the phone thing, right? Like to be able to call.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's not. It's not phone freaking. It's different. It's a different kind of freaking. It's something you get from it.
Okay. I just got it.
We just moved from. Now we've made it not safe for elementary school kids. Although it would probably just go over their head, like most of the jokes from the '90s movies.
Those are the best jokes.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the same thing. This is just print a statement. Okay, let's say statement, not Steam. Statement to standard out. Okay. Tell the user what file you are analyzing. Okay. And now for this one, I'm going to put multiple lines of comments. So we'll save this for the big picture of what's going on. And now we'll explain each little piece, right? So cat log file. What's it do?
Open whatever you put as log file.
Okay. Oh, golly. I'll have to put some spaces in there so we can still see it. Okay. All right, what's the grep cron do?
Looks for like the cron jobs, right?
We're looking for the string cron. I'm just gonna return whatever lines have that.
Okay. Here's where we can do the magic of Linux. If you highlight it, you can then just click here and push the middle mouse button and it will print it for you. So I didn't close this, so then it looked funny. Okay, it prints all lines that have the string cron. Now we're gonna hit the end here. Change that to open. Cool, cool. All right, and then we have here cut -d -f 1 to 3, comma 11. Why don't we want a space there? Because we're not giving a new argument, so we want to keep that together so it knows. All right, so what exactly is this doing, Daniel?
The cut one is like how you said, like you're telling like someone to like get rid of something. You have to specify like what you want it to get rid of. So the -d is for delimiter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever is in those double quotes is what you want it to, like how you want it to segment what it cuts out. So like,
Correct.
that's what you put in there was like a space, so it'll space it out.
Yeah.
And then -f, isn't that for fields, right? Like you tell it what to keep. So 1, 2, 3 is like you keep this one and then a space, and you keep the next space, and then you keep the third space. So like it'll be like, let's say you had like 3 words like apple and like, or let's say you had 4 words, you had like apple, and then it would just keep the 3 words, and then it would just keep the 4th, or take out the 4th one, right?
Yeah.
Because there's 3 spaces.
Right. So when you take that the line, the cut -d and then spaces there are saying, hey, hey, my little friend cut. I want you to take your scissors and wherever you see a space, just cut this line. And that's going to result in a certain number of pieces being there. And then the dash F just says which pieces should we keep, which fields should we keep. So we're going to keep fields 1, 2, 3, and 11. All right? So we'll just say cut the line on space. And keep the first 3 and the 11th fields. All right. Now, does this have a name? It must have a name. All right, so what is this thing overall doing? Well, you guys might not know because I didn't tell you what the log file is. Okay, so let me actually show you right now how I would a decent way to make your comments. So I'm gonna hit the home button and I'm gonna say Control K to cut that line out in Nano, and I can do Control. So what is it? Control Y, right? Yank. No. Interesting. All right. I think DJ's skills are crazy. Okay, you, yeah.
Always right click and paste.
Control U, Control U. There we go. Control K and so Control U. All right, I was getting confused thinking of old school Emacs. So, you do not have to do this, but you can do this. I'm going to put in here author DJ Hovermale. Date. We'll put yesterday's date. So the 30th of August, 2023. And you can do the format however you want. This script takes an auth.log file as input. And prints out the date, time, and user for each cron job that opens. Okay. So now we're going to do our wonderful Control O to write it out, and then we're going to hit Enter to say, yeah, keep this hello world.sh. We should probably rename this though, because it's not really a hello world anymore now that we've changed it. So I'm going to hit Control O again, and instead of hello world, I'm going to name this something different. I'm going to name it print cron.sh. All right. Yes, save it under a different name. All right, so then I want to come up here, and I actually want to put in the comments, I'm going to make a new line. Again, you do not have to do this. Printcron.sh. Author, DJ Hovermale, here's the date. This script takes an auth.log file as input and prints out the date, time, and user for each cron job that opens. Okay? So now we have a nice file, a nice script that is commented. Now, why in the world would I want to take the time to do these comments? I don't know how long we spent there, probably like at least 10 minutes making comments on this script. Why would we want to do that?
So 2 days from now, when you're already half asleep at 2 a.m., you can still remember what you did.
Okay, I think it's cute that you think I can remember this for 2 days.
Okay.
I'm old. I don't remember stuff very long, right? So got a lot of stuff going on. I might not like we turned this on and looked at this and I'm like, yeah, this is what we were doing last time. And actually this was last night that I was doing this. And luckily I know I could look at it and very well tell what it was and I had a memory of it. But you're right, I may not remember this in just a little while. So taking the time to put comments in your code is a good thing. Now, some people want to come over here and make sure they close up this little box. I don't really care. You do not have to make it pretty. It's not a bad idea to put your name in some stuff, in scripts. So people will know that you did it. And the reason you want to make good comments is because if you don't, they will curse your name. And if you do, they will bless your name and say, what a wonderful person. All right. So I probably didn't have to do that pretty, but that is kind of nice. It's got the little box up there. It sets it apart and lets you know, hey, this is what this script does. And having this, let me show you something that's very helpful here. If I do this with all my stuff, and I can now, just for a script, I can do head, and then the name of it, which was print cron, right? Watch this. So now this, if I just do head, it will print out the first 10 lines, and I can automatically tell what this does without even having to really open it or anything. So that's kind of cool. All right, did you have a question?
I was gonna say, no reason why you want to comment too if you're working on a thing with somebody else, they can kind of see what you're doing.
Yeah, yes. If you're collaborating with somebody else, you definitely want to communicate what's going on. Because I've had projects where I'm working with other people and I'll get on there and I'll see something and I'm like, well, I don't really want to tell that, like, I don't want to mess with their stuff. And so I'll leave crap in there that they like meant to erase or something else. And it just comes out of communication. And writing this, you never know when you're going to be pulled off a project and move to something else when you're collaborating with people. So it's really good to put your comments there. And I've also had people go in and delete my crap. And they're like, oh, I didn't know what that was doing. Yeah, well, if I had a comment on there that said it was what it was doing, then they could have still deleted it, but they couldn't have lied to me and said they didn't know what it was doing. So comments are very good. All right, so we have these comments. Now let's run our script. But before we can run our script, we need to do something. Who remembers what we need to do? Yeah, if I do an ls-la, we're going to see that this print cron doesn't have it. Hello world.sh is blue like we wanted. Print cron is not. So who remembers how we change it? Let's take turns. If you've already said something, let's give other people opportunities to answer. Because I know that some of you know this stuff. You guys also have forgotten everything we did on Tuesday. Okay. Yeah.
Who's Tuesday?
Chmod. Yeah, that's right. Oh, look at that. The history is giving you the answer. Chmod plus X, and then print cron. I can do tab complete and hit enter. Now I'm going to do the command we just did before, and look at that. Magically, print cron has that. So I can do / print cron. I need to feed it something, so let's feed it auth.log. And then hit enter. Oh, let's pipe that to less. We learned our lesson, didn't we? Ha 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 ha. All right, hello world. This is my first bash script. I'm going to analyze the file called auth.log now. So last time when we were looking at cron jobs, we discovered something, didn't we? We discovered, and actually, let me write this file out. Let me write this out to a file. How do I write this out to a file? Somebody that hasn't said anything yet, tell me. This is something we have gone over in class.
Nano? Nano?
No, I want to take the output of this and I want to write it to a file. How do we do that? Huh?
You pinned it by putting less than or greater than.
Well, you need to do greater than. If I do less than, that's when so I could, in theory, do this, and it's waiting for an argument, and I could do a less than auth.log. This should work. It may not. Let's see what happens. Yeah, okay. So the less than says, hey, give this as food to this process, because it's waiting for something, so feed it to it, right? When it needs an argument, you can do that. If I want to say, okay, take that program and whatever it spits out, make it something different, I can say cron, no, that's corn, that's different. Cron analysis dot text.
So that's just a new file.
Already in there.
Saving to-
Yep, so this is creating a new file. Now John said append, and append would be this, and I can do that, but there's not a file named that yet. And so it doesn't really matter right now. So next time, if I want to add to a file, I can use to. If I just want to create a file, I just use the one.
Okay.
So I hit enter. And guess what? We didn't give it any food. So let's try this. That don't work. So we're going to just press Control C and get out of there. We're going to hit up. Then we're going to come over here and give it the argument it's looking for. And now when we hit enter, this should work. So if we do an ls-la, we'll see that we now have this beautiful cron analysis.txt. Let's open that up in Nano. And let's separate these out. Okay, we don't need this hello world business, so I'm going to do Control K, Control K, Control K. Just get rid of those. And I'm going to hit enter and give me a few lines. And I'm going to say cron job 1. Yeah.
So basically, the one where you did the first one you showed us, it basically you don't have to like give them a prompt to specify which auth.log file you want to look for. You're just telling it with the caret sign. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, let me get out of this real quick. Save my changes. So this one, yeah, I'm just using that to feed back into. You see, it's an arrow, right? So this printcron.sh needs an argument, and we haven't given it an argument. So we just say, hey, feed it this auth.log file.
Okay, so like you didn't have to ask them like to type it in. You just
I did not. And so actually, because we use that log file equals $1, that's a built-in thing that will allow you to say the first argument. So after the name of the file, the script that you write, if you do a space, that first argument is going to be read in. No, you little dog, I do not want this. That first argument is going to be read in as the log file, right? So auth.log will become our log file.
okay.
So if I now, let's go back to, let's just do less, what do we call that? Print cron, right? This log file equals $1. That's where this comes from. That means the first argument we're going to store as log file. Okay. Now we could do something different. So let me do nano for that. Print cron. All right. We are getting a little bit out of order, but it's fine. I wanted to try to cover this today anyway. All right. So if we come down here and say output file equals $2. Okay. Now we can say, I'm going to analyze the file called log file now. And then let it do its thing. And then at the end, echo, now I will print the results to a file called, and what do we name the file? Well, it's out file, right? Output file, okay. Uh-oh. Where are you going, son? Okay, and so what does this do? Well, this tells the user where the file is, or where the output is being stored. Okay, so let's save that. And now let's look what happens when we run print cron. It's gonna put some things into a file for us. Ready? Wait, hold up. Before we do that, did we actually write the statement to do the work? No, we didn't. So we just basically lied to the user. We did our documentation before we did the stuff we need to do, right? And so we're going to take these results and we are going to write them to output file. All right, let's see if that'll work. I'm going to save it. So in theory, we don't have to tell it now. What we need to do here is put the output file. So we're going to say output file test.txt. All right, let's give this a try. This is my first bash script. I'm going to analyze the file called auth.log now. I will now print the results to a file called output file test.txt. ls-la, enter. Now we have output file test.txt. So less, and there are our results. Cool stuff. All right, cool tricks, cool tricks.
You gotta make it more fancy. You could just add sleep in between when it says each line.
Yeah, if it's not going to take a long time, it just immediately prints. Yeah, you could sleep it for a little bit and make it look like it's working longer. But we don't need to do smoke and mirrors because we're all friends here. But you might need to do smoke and mirrors later, right? So you might want to make it look like more stuff's going on. You can sleep it, or you may need to wait for this until there's something else that comes out, and so you can make it rest. And we'll learn those kind of things later. So now we have this output file. So I want to go to nano output file. And I want to take a look at this. So actually, we already did this somewhere. What did we call it? Cron analysis. So nano cron analysis. Okay, there we go. Save me the trouble of writing cron job 1 with a colon. All right, so cron job 1. What I'd like to do is I'd like to mark anything that I want to mark these as different cron jobs, right? So what do we notice from the first few lines?
January.
Okay, January 11th, changing over into January 12th. When we look at the times, what do we see?
17.
Most went up in 1 hour increments.
Yeah, right? So let's mark anything that's not just happening on the 17th minute of the hour. So here's one for us to look at. Okay, that looks like that's 11:17, 12:17, 1:17, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. Okay, here's another guy that doesn't look right. Okay, and 7:17, 9:17. Why do we care that this looks like it's happening on a specific frequency? Just some specific period here. So every single hour on the 17th minute of the hour and the first second of that minute, this cron job is running. What is a cron job again? In Windows, it's comparable to a scheduled task, right? So, would we say something could be a scheduled task if it's happening every hour on the same minute and same second? Sure. Okay. So cron job one for us is this one that's happening on the 17th minute in the first second. So I'm going to do Control K and grab this whole line, and I'm going to move down to the bottom and do Control U to spit that back out. And I'm going to throw a couple in here, and I'm just going to say cron job 2 with a colon. So this looks like a completely different cron job. Okay, and it only ran once. Now, we had another one that looked funky. Do you think this is part of that other one? You think this is just another iteration of the one we saw before? So we have January 12th. Let's just grab it and bring it down. Control K will cut that for me. And then I'm going to come down here. And I'm just going to paste this with Control U. We're going to take a look at it. Does that look like, how much of a difference is that? Well, that's 7 hours and 19 minutes. Do you think that's the same cron job?
Probably not.
Probably not, but it could be. Because you know what? This could be, instead of being triggered at a particular time, it could be triggered by a particular action on the system. Something is happening and that makes this cron job run. So it could be. So we don't really know. But for right now, we'll assume that it's a different cron job until we have evidence to the contrary. Now, in what case do you think we would probably assume it's the same cron job? If you have a scheduled task, what's the typical period you would put on a scheduled task? Run every what?
Hour.
Every hour. There's run every day, right? So if that came out, if it said January 12th at 23:06:01, what would we conclude most likely?
Same schedule.
Yeah, same job probably. Okay? So we're looking at cron job 3 for now. We may find out later that it's not. So I'm just going to save this, Control X, and then say, yes, I want to save that, and then hit Enter, and it closes it for me. So let me try to run this file again. Or let me try to run this on a different file. So instead of using auth.log, what else do I have? I have 78.auth.log, right? And I'm going to call this 78.output file, just so I know that that's a different output file that we can look at. Okay, so I'm going to hit Enter here. And now I'm going to do less 78.output. Actually, let's just open it in Nano. Okay, so what do we see going on here? 647, 717, 817, 917. Does this just look like all one cron job? Am I going too slow, guys? Or am I going too fast?
You got 2 extra outliers.
What are they? Well, this guy.
And then
Why do you say that's an outlier?
because it doesn't run the 17th minute.
Not happened on the 17th minute.
And then same with the 9:49.
Yep, this 9:49 is also not happening on the 17th minute. All right, let's keep going down and see if we see any more outliers.
Because on the second, I don't know if that's really an outlier or not.
Oh. Well,
'Cause that's pretty spot on.
probably not. Probably not an outlier, I'd say. Now, if we saw, 117.01 and 117.02, then we might do that. But we could also flag this and say, hey, this looks a little strange. Why did it happen on the second? But it's probably, there probably was something going on with the system and just made it a second behind. Right? Oh, there's another one. Uh-oh. All right, well, what if I say, man, I really don't like, this is me doing a mundane task. I'm going through looking at each line. Okay, what if I'm like, I really don't like this? If you find yourself doing a mundane task and you're like, hey, I think you could probably train a monkey to do this. What do we do if we want to train a monkey? Well, we use tools. We use tools to automate, and automation is super helpful. Now, is it going to be faster for this one file for us to just go down and mark the things that don't have a 17 in it? Because that's what kind of we're looking for, right? If we're honest with ourselves, that's what we're doing here. Is there a way that we can take a look at this file and just have it print for us the things that don't have happen on the 17th minute? Good thing you closed that, John. I was going to open that and hack the world.
That
All right.
would've been terrible.
All right, so I'm gonna get out of here for now. We can save this modified buffer, right? But let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try to grep 78 dot output output. That's not what we want. I need to say what we're going to look for. That's why it's yelling at me. It's like you're trying to complete a pattern, not the name of a file. All right, what do we want to look for? Well, we want a colon, and then a 17, and a colon. That's basically what we're looking for. If it doesn't happen on the 17th minute, we're saying, hey, that's kind of weird. So now it should complete this for us, because we're looking for a file. And I'm going to pipe that to less. Let's look at everything that doesn't happen on the 17th minute. Okay, wait a second, DJ. That's everything that did happen on the 17th minute. So what we need to do is put this little minus v, which means give us the inverse. So if you match this pattern, don't print it. Right? By default, grep will give you the match. Any line that has that pattern in it will get printed. And the minus v says, do the opposite. I want you to print the things that don't have that pattern in it. So we're going to hit enter. And this is all we see. Well, it looks like we only had one more to go through. So did we waste our time doing the grepping? No, because now we know we can use that same thing, right? So these are the things that look like they're not part of that first cron job where it's happening on the 17th minute. Do any of these look like they should group together?
Yes.
Which ones?
49, 25.
Right. So most likely we really have 3 cron jobs happening here, okay? So let's go back to our nano, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab everything. I'm going to grab everything that's not on the 17, and I'm going to bring it out. With Control K, it's nice because it grabs the whole line. Now, oops. Tried to do Control V, it didn't like it. So this also seems pretty mundane, doesn't it? Cutting these and then pasting them at the top. And the reason, and if you think that, you're correct. This does seem mundane. And should I do something to automate it? I absolutely should. Right? I could, with the exception of having to do the analysis and actually look at the file, which I won't be able to script that, right? Or can I?
Sure.
Sure we can.
Anything's possible.
We can script it. We can make a script that could see what matches the minute and day and all this stuff, but that's beyond the scope of this course. So we're perfectly fine. Go through, okay, looks like we have everything. We're just going to call this one cron job 3 for now, because we estimated that there were 2 other ones up there. All right, so which ones do we think belong to a cron job 1 and cron job 2? Okay. So the ones that have 49 in it, we're going to do Control K. Come down here. Control U. Control K. Control U. This guy does not belong there. That's a 17. But we did that because we thought it might possibly be the other cron job. So let's we're gonna do Control U and put that one right back in where it belongs with cron job 1. Okay. So this looks like it's part of cron job 2. So now I'm just going to come down here. And the cool thing about, I should be doing home. There we go. I can just do Control K, K, K. That was poorly timed. Yes. Please don't cancel. That was Control K, Control K, Control K. And then we're going to do Control U, and it'll barf it all up. So we can cut those lines with Control K, and then we can barf it up by doing Control U. Sorry to say barf it up. You're going to have to filter this. Going to delete my little marks that I had. And so we end up with looking like there are 3 cron jobs. Okay. Why would this be a useful analysis? Or have I just wasted all of your time doing something that's not useful?
We got us somewhere now.
Okay, so now we know that there are 3 cron jobs running on this box. Why do we care?
Hackers.
Yeah, yes, it could be bad guys. So we want to figure out what cron jobs are running on this machine at this time. And so it looks like we've kind of determined there are 3 cron jobs running. Now that one that happened at 47 instead of 25, what could be the reason? That was the first entry. What could be the reason that ran at 47 instead of 25? Or we could postulate that that's a completely different one. The reason I'm saying, why do you think I'm saying that probably is lumped in with this other one? Yeah, it's roughly about the same time, but look at the day, right? September 25th, 26th, 27th. It looks like it's increasing there, and it happens about every day. So it's the first entry, so it's very possible that the computer got turned on after 6:25, and the cron job might say that there might be in the instructions for the cron job, run on startup or run on at 6:25 a.m. So it started up, it was after 6:25 and hadn't run that day, so it ran. Right? There's a number of different reasons that could be there, but it's happening around the same time. We didn't see a 6:25 on the 25th, so that's what I'm just guessing that lumps in there. It is a guess, right? It's just me making my guess, but that's kind of what we need to do. All right. Do you guys want to not be here? You guys are really quiet, and I don't know if you're just like, I'm not feeling it today. Do we want to just not? You guys can go, and I can just make a video, and you can watch the video later. All right. Okay. I'm not trying to interpret your silence as anything. All right. So why is this useful? Well, we can figure out what cron jobs are how many cron jobs are running on this box, and then we can look at those cron jobs to see what they are. What kind of cron jobs or scheduled tasks do you think would be concerning? Right now, we don't know anything about these tasks and what's going on. What if, go ahead.
Number 3 is pretty aggressive. That might be.
Number 3 is happening every hour. So if that is a scheduled task to back up our data, and we go look into that scheduled task that's happening every hour, and that's just sending a backup of our data to the cloud, is that okay?
It depends on how much you're paying for your traffic, how much you're paying for your cloud.
Yeah. It depends. Is that cloud an IP address that maps to a .ru? Uh-oh. Is that going to a Chinese IP? Is this like what exactly is happening? If every hour this is something that's reaching out to some server somewhere and it's sending a little message that says, hey, I'm here, do you need me to do anything? That could be evidence of beaconing. Beaconing. Somebody that's had the Threat Hunter course, tell me what beaconing is.
It's pretty much checking, do you have any instructions for me?
Right. You got bad software on there, virus on there that's just going back to home base saying, hey, I'm here, do you need anything from me? Right? If that's a beacon, we're in trouble. Same thing with those other ones. If it's something that's scanning to see if there's new files, and if there are new files, it's backing it up to your Amazon S3 cloud storage, probably okay. If it's something that is looking to see if there's a particular user, and then if there's not, it creates that user and gives it a password and gives it admin privileges or root privileges, that's probably not good.
No, that's probably all right. I'd just leave it.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine, right? Yeah, it's like if your house, if somebody was coming every morning and asking if there's a guy named Jim there, and they say no, they say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to put Jim in your closet of your son's bedroom and give him this key that opens all the doors. No big deal. Yeah, that's scary. We don't want that crap. Okay, so we're gonna exit out of here and we're gonna save it because this is our analysis. Okay. How are we going to figure out what these cron jobs are? Well, first of all, we have to realize that those cron jobs came from auth.log files that were saved from other machines. So they're not happening on this computer right now. So how can we figure out what cron jobs are working on this virtual machine that I'm on right now? Is there an auth.log file? So let's find out. Let's go less. Does anybody remember where we keep these auth.log files?
They're in root.
Nope.
Something?
Yeah, Etsy's mostly config.
No files. But there's another place we can go. Now I asked you guys for one of the assignment, or for one of the things to look and see different log files.
Do you have permissions to see in that directory?
I don't know. Let's find out. Oops. Well, you can't CD to a file, so. Okay, we can get there. Ooh, okay, let's just do. Why in the world is there so much space between that stuff? Oh, because some of these things are long. Yeah. Okay, so I can definitely see in there. So look at this boot.log. Actually, why are we acting like plebes? We know how to do this. We're going to take that output and we're going to pipe it to grep and we're going to look for .log. Okay. Okay, alternatives.log, boot.log, dpkg.log. Okay, I can't read it with it being so weird like that. So we're just going to take that L out of there and just list the files for me. There we go. Okay, so we have alternatives.log, boot.log, dpkg.log, fail log, font config log, last log. How are we going to figure out which one of these logs is useful for us?
Just dump them all into it.
Okay.
I'm kidding, don't do that.
When in doubt, full send.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we could go old school and just take a look at it. We could just use less to look inside alternatives.log. Okay, this is that other one that, oh great. We had that control KKK. Now we have master and slave in here. What is wrong with you, Linux? Okay, we're going to get out of there. Let's go to the interwebs and find out what is alternatives.log. Uh-oh. The bane of my existence. It's pretty questionable about whether I'm a robot or not. These ones I can do. Bikes.
I wonder if Mark Zuckerberg ever has a problem with these.
No, he's a lizard.
Please select all matching images. Oh, I'm definitely a robot. Because I don't see any bikes, guys.
Look, last night I took like
It's underneath one of the cars.
45 minutes to complete one of these. I'm not gonna lie. That was an issue.
Does anybody see a bike? Please help me.
Wait, DJ, are you really a robot?
I might be because I don't see a bike.
It's definitely a Mustang.
Don't make me go John Connor on you.
What'd you say?
In the middle, just hit verify.
Ran right through them all there.
Dude, that's Mustang activity.
All right.
Hey. Mustang.
I'm gonna feed him endless bites.
They're just gonna put
Can you
like
find
one
the bike?
huge bike wheel on it, and you're just gonna have to click all of them.
I'm clearly a robot.
What the hell?
What in the heck?
I see a lot of lights.
Crosswalk, but I don't see a
Yeah, I don't
traffic
see a light
area.
in that one.
Good gravy.
Pretty.
Woo!
What did you do to make it do that?
I don't have any idea.
I've seen a pretty.
But I don't, I do lots of weird crap. And like, there was a whole 1 year period of my life during graduate school where YouTube thought that I spoke fluent Hindi, and all it did was recommend Hindi YouTube videos to me. So I don't know, but it does think that I am a robot. So
It kind of happened, like, I went to Korea, and, like, they thought I was Korean, so, like, they started, like, pushing vlogs.
And so
Okay.
we're just getting all these Japanese like coffee
Yeah.
shop life.
okay, so when we start looking in here, if you spend a lot of time in Linux, you should know where the log files are. Okay, so /etsy/rsyslog.conf controls what goes inside some of the logs. Okay. var/log/messages contains global system messages. Okay, var log auth.log, boot.log, daemon.log. Why am I doing something? I'm going to do Control F and let the computer do the hard part and find this alternatives and see what it is. Here we go. Information by the update alternatives are logged into this log file. I do not understand that sentence. On Ubuntu, update alternatives maintain symbolic links determining default commands. Interesting. Ooh, varlog cron. Whenever cron daemon or anacron starts a cron job, it logs the information about the cron job in this file. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Let's hope we have this. So,
Bingo bongo.
let's do this. Let's go here.
I think I did see like something like a Linux Twitter account about doing stuff with Ron, Awk, and something else I saved.
Okay, so we want to... Where was it again? var/log/cron. Well, I hate to break the news to you, but I didn't see a...
Is it hidden?
I didn't see it. No, I didn't. Look, I have this -A there, so it would show hidden files. var/log/cron. Well, there's not one of those. Maybe a cron job hasn't been run on this machine.
It's like a physical.
Well, darn it all to pooper heck. What are we going to do? All right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you guys to take 10 minutes in your groups and see if you can figure out all the places that we can get information about cron jobs. Then we'll come back together and see if any of those files are located on this VM. I'm going to pause the recording for the folks at home so that they don't end up having 10 minutes of nothingness. and it'll be like a little time machine for them to skip through. Or maybe we just actually did the time machine and they won't know what these 10 minutes ever exist. So we'll see you in just a minute, folks at home.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So, on Tuesday, you have set up like a virtual player?
Uh-huh.
So now today, when I click on it,
Corn.
My tablet's working.
Where is this?
I am dyslexic, so I like literally half the time when I look at
Download
it,
a zip file.
I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I did it for him. I downloaded and then I just.
So for example, when I was doing the test out,
I did it yesterday at work.
Yeah. You might need to delete it and then re-extract it.
Why do I keep running again?
One time I tried to open it with 2 gigs of RAM. It was like it wouldn't let me. It worked the first time, but then when I opened it, it didn't work. So I had to make sure I opened it with.
Like I failed.
I would just delete and then reinstall.
Yeah, just delete the whole thing. You guys are redownloading.
All right, bring that to us in 10 minutes. So work together in your groups. I want to see you guys talking. Pod leaders, assemble a little list that you can share with the class. We'll do that at about 10 till. Meanwhile, I'm going to go stand over here in this little bit of sunlight that's coming in and contemplate my life choices of not eating anything today and then scarfing that Nestle Crunch roll.
That sounds just like a robot.
Yeah, that's what
I don't know if I still have that.
You're not
I need to
Hey, you guys doing okay? Alright, General. We going too fast, too slow? You understand?
I'm just.
Welcome back, Fisher.
Oh, I'm here, man. I had car issues. I had car issues.
Yeah, that's why you couldn't disappear.
No such thing
No, I just,
my girlfriend.
Access log. I don't remember seeing it there. No such file or directory. Dun dun dun
Does this
dun.
place even exist? Does this place even exist?
This should have worked
Yeah.
in theory.
Doesn't have it. Okay. Well, we all have pretty new cron jobs. So if you get a Microsoft Windows operating system, it has a billion scheduled tasks built in. Does Linux have that? Let's find out.
We can look and edit from maybe daily.
Okay. cd/etc/cron. Does that exist? Uh-oh. Cron.d, cron.daily. Which one do we want to try? Cron.daily? Okay, there's some stuff in here. What does that mean? Okay, let's less Apache 2. Oh, guys. Who said we couldn't go too fast? Who said it? I want to punch him in the face right now. I'm advocating violence.
I'll volunteer.
What is going on?
Bully me. I need to be bullied more.
Run ht cache clean if set to cron mode. Set-e, set-u. Oh, I don't know what we've gotten ourselves into, guys.
Oh, no.
Thanks, Strong Bad.
No.
I've got you something to, like, oh, you're doing stuff.
All right, well, clearly we don't know how to do cron jobs yet, but this looks like something. Run ht cache clean if set to cron mode. Okay, well, let's look at a different one. That one I'm not liking too much. What is plocate? That sounds like, oh, look, logratate and procate. Those look like vocab words from standardized tests that I failed. So let's try one of those out. Let's try plocate. It's just calling to me. Or maybe it's Latin. Maybe it's plocate. This looks a lot like the other one. Set-e, update DB. If which on AC power /dev null.
Oh, I see.
Interesting. Are these cron jobs, and are they actually running? How can we find out? Okay, I'm not going to give you guys an assignment over this weekend. Why? Because it's a long weekend, and darn it, you're doing enough stuff in this class. We're moving fast enough. You have tests out that you're still working on. I don't think you need another assignment that you have to turn in over this weekend, okay? Recharge, relax. If you're like, hey, I really want to do something, you can work on if you haven't turned in the previous assignments, work on those. If you want to kind of move to if you find it fun doing this stuff and you want to do it over the break, that's fine. We've done enough in these videos and in class that you could put something together. See if you can make a little program that could kind of analyze and group together these cron jobs that are opening in an auth.log file and automatically sort them into, here's what I think are the same cron jobs or different cron jobs, right? Or maybe look at that auth.log file and see if there's something else there that's interesting to you that you could pull out. I did not intend for us to necessarily look at these cron jobs when I started the class this semester. But in class, we started looking at things, and that's kind of how it went down. Typically, I look at the SSH security log, the people that are trying to log in over SSH. You're not going to have that on this machine. So the other thing we can do is I can actually throw up an Amazon machine, an Amazon Web Services. I call this my log collector image. I just throw it up there. The Chinese try to hack it. There's cron jobs running on there. I'm guessing that those cron jobs are things that the Amazon folks have put on there. The AWS folks have put on there. So we can actually pull up one of those machines and interact with it and see if we can figure out what these jobs are that are running. Okay? Anybody have any questions for me? I think I lost everyone when I said I'm not giving you an assignment for this weekend, and everybody's eyes roll to the back of their head and they're like, shut up, old man, let us out of here. Right?
Extra homework.
That's right. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys. I know I really want to get a feel for how you guys think the pacing is going. So, no, this is completely judgment-free. I just want to know that personally for each person, how do you think it's going? I'm gonna stop the recording now because this doesn't need to be on there.